Let's turn from an actual security threat in India to an alleged security threat in Ethiopia. Their Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has cracked down on a dissenter, one of his former ministers. Security forces have arrested him. And who is this man? Well, until last Sunday, he was the State Minister for Peace. His name is Taye Dendea. He was sacked on Sunday and arrested yesterday. What was his crime? The police say he was plotting a coup, and he's been arrested for, and I'm quoting, collaborating with anti-peace forces that are trying to destroy Ethiopia. Look at the irony. A peace minister collaborating with anti-peace forces and arrested at the behest of Nobel Peace Laureate Abiy Ahmed. Sounds perfect. The Ethiopian police raided his house. They say they recovered multiple phones, laptops and iPods. They also picked up, and I'm quoting again, many flashlights, Kalashnikov rifles and guns with bullets. That's an interesting way for the police to put out a list. They also said the former minister endorsed violence on social media and criticized the Ethiopian government. And perhaps that last part, criticizing the government, is where it all starts to make sense. You see, this minister was a critic, one of the rare critics in the government of Abiy Ahmed. Just last week, he tore into the Prime Minister. He blamed Abiy Ahmed for the failure of peace talks with the rebel group. It seems that was the last straw. To understand this entire episode, we need to look at the current state of Ethiopia. It's a diverse country of about 112 million people, home to multiple ethnic groups. The largest group is of the Oromo people. They make up over 34% of the Ethiopian population, the Oromo people. Then there are the Amhara people at 27%. Tigrayan and Somali people make up about 6% each. And then there are other smaller groups. Now, Abiy Ahmed came to power in 2018 as Prime Minister. Since then, he has overseen multiple inter-ethnic conflicts. Let me tell you about the three biggest ones. The civil war in Tigray that ended last year. A conflict in Amhara that is still on, and the Oromo issue, which is long-standing. So throughout his prime ministership, inter-ethnic tensions have been on the boil. And remember, the Ethiopian Prime Minister is a Nobel Peace Prize winner, but he's struggling to keep peace. Recently, there was some hope. Last month, the Oromo militia held talks with the government, the second round of talks, and there was hope during the second round, but then the talks failed. And a spate of attacks took place immediately after. Dozens of people died in this round. And since 2018, almost 9,000 people have died in Ethiopia's Oromo region. That's when the latest round of conflict began in 2018. 9,000 people dead and counting, and peace talks have failed. So the minister slammed the prime minister. He was promptly sacked. Then he took to Facebook with this post. He called Abiy Ahmed a barbarian who plays with human blood. These are harsh words, and they may have landed him in jail. He's been accused of collaborating with anti-peace forces and conspiring to overthrow the government. His wife has apparently been asked to vacate their home in 3 days. All of this reeks of retribution and puts another stain on Abiy Ahmed's record. There were a lot of hopes from the Ethiopian Prime Minister in 2018. He won the Nobel Peace Prize. He was expected to bring stability to Ethiopia, but his tenure has been anything but stable and peaceful. I've said this in the past and I'll say it again. There should be a mechanism to rescind a Nobel Peace Prize. And Abiy Ahmed would be a good candidate to start with.